you geeks, every spring I try to have a video that frolics in my fangirl roots of reveling in an uncanon red and blue enemies to lovers pairing. This began, of course, with Zutara. I will go down with this ship. But this year I had terrible writer's block until I discovered the world's greatest bromance. Only two problems. First is that this pairing is obviously canon and, according to its director, very platonic. Both the men are attracted to other women. I feel that adding an uncanon queer lens on this would be an imposition of Western cultural norms that were invented by Puritans who I don't like anyway. And I don't want to undercut the authentic Hindi nature of this film. Also, because this is an authentically Hindi film, my usual video style of explaining why the pairing works doesn't work here because I cannot claim to be able to explain RRR. Merely, I can just list the 10 things I love about this movie. So I will. Number 1, red and blue. It should come as no surprise to my long-term viewers that I love me a good fire and water pairing. Especially when it looks like this.
Hey, Raju! Akhtar!
It's so good! More, please! Usually my red and blue pairing videos are me explaining how I identify with one character and find the other one attractive. Here, I don't identify with either of our leads, though I can empathize with them. And I find them both attractive, though one is obviously hotter than the other.
3 guesses who?
Technically, if I were to go the full Zutara on RRR, I would be pairing Jenny with Raju, which is a pairing that is less interesting than what is established as canon, so I find that poor shipping fodder, actually. Number 2, subtitles. Okay, you can watch this in an English dub. However, you are going to miss some of the finer points of this movie, including the lost in translation angle of humor.
पूछ रही है उस तरफ जा रहा है उसको लिफ्ट देगा नहीं अब हाँ बोल हाँ
Oh, that's a yes?
yes
Wonderful. Let me get my things.
Bean is so adorable with his little head nod. Oh! And Raju is being great as a chivalrous bad boy type that will work in the movies, but not in real life, boys. Here, however, it's...
Sound good? Yes, sir!
Number 3, Inglorious Beaturds. RRR's director, Rajamouli, has said that this film is inspired in part by Inglorious Beaturds, which I think he pulls off magnificently. I was introduced to Inglorious Beaturds in 9th grade, where it showed me the wonderful world of violent overkill in the movies. If you are unfamiliar with Bollywood, the British Empire is to Bollywood what Nazis are to Hollywood, in that we can kill them with zero... I can't say that word.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
The genius of Tarantino or Rajamouli's work is that they superhumanize our heroes and dehumanize the villains to such an extent that the audience can just revel in the spectacle of slaughter. The gore takes it a step towards realism, while the premise is so far removed from reality that it taps into the human desire to destroy evil without necessarily awakening the desire to do actual physical violence in real life. I'll admit that 15 is a bit young to be introduced to this art form, but I never took my rage out on another human's head with a baseball bat. So there's that. I admit this art form is not for everyone, but I at least can admire RRR's
sense of artistry and all-around propriety.
RRR hits the sweet spot of realistic gore in unrealistic situations. I mean, in this film, our hero throws a leopard at a British officer. And it's magnificent. These guys roll nat 20s on everything they do, even when it defies the laws of physics, and I am here for it. Number 4, suspenders. You know what goes great with grotesque levels of violence? Epic dance numbers! I try to slip musicals into everything I do on this channel, and it's nice to see a film that does the legwork for me. There is not a thing wrong with RRR's main dance number, starting with the stiff upper lip white British dude who
is about to get outdanced.
It's like, dude, your culture has not prepared you for this. You cannot dance. And notably, the 3 dances he names.
Tango. Swing. Flamenco.
Aren't actually British or white. They're Spanish, African American, Spanish. Then, get this, Cosmonauts, the fire guy flips the sticks. Oh my gosh, it's wonderful. He had me at stick flips, and then they slayed it with the suspenders. I'm dead. I died. I'm dead. 5. Montage. This should have gone earlier, as the montage is relatively early in the film, but for intuitively obvious reasons, I had to have Inglourious B-Turds at number 3. Anywho, this film bubbles over with such raw, positive masculinity that I can't help but enjoy it as they take long runs along the shoreline and chase trains and do squats. You don't need to stay 5 feet apart if you're straight dudes.
Bros chilling in the hot tub.
But cultures differ. It's also here that we see the dudes express their interest in the female sex.
भाभी का नाम सीता. आहा. राम और सीता.
I like affectionate men. Men who are in touch with their feelings. Give us peak, spoiler warning, number 6, brooding. Fireman is brooding! Fireman is brooding! He's so hot!
My honor, my throne, my country. I'm about to lose them all.
This is an essential element to the red and blue enemies to brothers ship. Red, the fire element, must feel deeply disturbed at the violent fate his destiny has designed for him. And when he wrestles with that fate, we see seeds of hope that there can be reconciliation and reunion with the blue character.
If we knew each other back then, do you think we could have been friends too?
Raju releasing Beam's brother before the midpoint is exactly that moment.
जाओ. Chilo.
Now, as an untutored in Indian history white girl, I did not realize that Raju was based off of a historical Indian freedom fighter when I first saw this film. So, though I had the narrative promise and, well, the movie poster saying that Bhim and Raju would be friends again, I still had true suspense between Bhim's arrest.
Har maan lo Bhim. Malli nahi bachegi varna.
And the reveal of Raju's backstory.
हर हाथ में हथियार होगा.
Most of this was because I had a tiny fangirl moment and had to stop the film.
No, I can't. Cheryl. No, it's too bad. Not now.
It was a delicious experience, one that I would hope not to have ruined for you geeky viewers. Number 7, historical depth. I do complain about media which is only meathead, muscles, and adventure without deeper narrative or historical meaning. In RRR, a man punches a tiger in the face with a burning brazier. And yet, it still cuts so deep, basing its two main characters off of two historical Hindi freedom fighters whose paths did not actually cross, but in this alternative history, their fates combine and sparks fly. True, this film is not a bastion of historical accuracy. I can't speak to what the Hindi characters are wearing, but the British women seem to be wearing modern ball gowns and plastic glasses?
Sorry.
What? I suppose it makes the British more otherworldly and inhuman, while our heroes are more grounded and historically accurate. The historical Raju, Alturi Sitara Raju, statue actually wears that awesome outfit from the end. And Bhim is based off of Koraman Bhim, who was actually from the Grand tribe. I can't summarize these two men's epic tales and do them justice in this video about fangirl shipping. However, to give a rough American approximation, imagine Martha Washington teaming up with known vampire killer Abraham Lincoln to kill Hitler.
Yeah, I've knocked that Adolf Hitler over 200 times.
Why did I choose those two? Well, they're not just known for their historical roles in American history, but because their names have, number 8, mythic significance. Bhim's character is also inspired by the Hindu god Bhima, known for his strength and being the son of Vayu, the wind. Hence, Bhim's hymn to Bhima during his, well, if that's not a crucifixion, it's definitely a scourging at the pillar.
Komuram Bhimudo, Komuram Bhimudo.
Not a crossover I would have expected in this movie, yet it somehow works, and I totally dig the hypocrisy of Lady Catherine's earrings. I've also learned that Bhima had 3 wives.
That's very interesting.
But not at the same time. His first wife was a demon goddess character whose brother wanted to kill Bhima, so she betrayed her brother to Bhima, who then killed her brother. This I see as a basis for Jenny's character and her being super chill with helping Bhim destroy her family. I mean, who wouldn't want to help that adorable man just destroy everything in an epic Mission Impossible style quest. Jenny's character is also important because it shows that the good and evil lines are not strictly along racial or religious boundaries. More on that later. Meanwhile, Raju is also based off of Rama, the hero of the Ramayana. And in the subtitles, it is once again not subtle at all. Let me get this straight. Raju is an archer with a fiery personality whose moral of the story is that the ends don't always justify the means. Sita had no chance, nor would Beam. Sita is also based off of the historical Raju's childhood sweetheart and the Ramayana's heroine Sita, whose abduction is a major part of that story. Except for here, it's Raju who's abducted.
राम की तलाश में सीता नहीं भटकेगी. सीता जहां है, राम को वहीं आना पड़ेगा.
Number 9. Herbs! Beam's practically magical healing power should not spark so much joy in me as it does. I mean, it cuts whatever narrative tension there might have been with these guys actually getting hurt, because Beam can just heal it, even if the white guys haven't figured it out yet.
भी नहीं है, तू 1 घंटे के अंदर मर जाएगा. He's fine.
And yet, seeing Beam just cut plants and do healing is just as enjoyable for me as watching Rama shoot an arrow between Beam's chin and his drinking cup. Maybe I just like epic transformation sequences before the final battle. This film is not about division. Rather, it's about celebrating unity. Number 10, celebration. Ultimately, I love that this film is about people being decent to each other in extreme circumstances. Beam is attracted to Jenny because she is the only nice white girl in town.
Why are you hitting him like that?
He's forgotten his ID, ma'am.
That doesn't give you the right to treat him like an animal.
Sorry, ma'am.
And she likes him because despite the language barrier, she can see he truly cares for people. I think my favorite moment in this entire movie is after Beam gate crashes the party and he's just tearing through the British forces. He runs into Jenny. There's no dialogue, no shock on Jenny's part. Just a moment for Beam to be chivalrous and then proceed to kick ace and take names. Likewise, Raju is only saved in the end because Sita saw that Beam was in trouble and stepped up to save him from the British.
किसको है?
किसी को नहीं है. पुलिस से आपको बचाने के लिए मैंने ऐसे बोला.
Not to mention that members of Beam's family were Muslim or were at least sheltered within the Muslim community while he searched for Molly. A point that has huge cultural significance in India. This film strives to bring people together and celebrate a joint cultural heritage, which I applaud. India has many reasons to be proud of their history. RRR is a quintessentially Hindi story, yet it celebrates human decency, which can happen anywhere in any culture, and that is what is worth celebrating. So, thank you for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you would like, and leave a comment. Did you see RRR? Did you like it? See you next week. Bye!